This video is an old video I did 2 years ago, and the reason I'm running it is because I may have to go back to doing my woodcraft. Well, I ain't no may about it. I'm not going to be able to do much scrapping. I mean, I'll still stop and look at stuff, and if it's something I need, I won't. But as far as picking up scrap to sell, I won't be doing it anymore. Mainly physically, I'm not able to do it. The last couple of times I went out, I had to leave stuff because there was no way I could pick it up by myself. So now I wish I had all my machines and tools back, but those can be replaced. It'd be hard, but I can do it. Also, there's a clip that'll come on right after this that it's just a short one of something that happened to me in May of 1959. We was training, it was basic training, and we was being instructed on how to throw hand grenades. And when it come time to pull the pin on the live one and throw it, my hand hit the wall, and I dropped the hand grenade right after I pulled the pin. And of course, when it hit the ground, it was a live grenade, and my sergeant that was right behind me jumped over there and give it a throw outside the bunker that we was in. But this is a bit part of a TV show, Gomer Pyle USMC, and it was showing him doing that and dropping it, and then the sergeant jumping on it and throwing it away where it wouldn't hurt nobody, and I just thought that was funny as shit. So I snagged a copy of that and take a look. It really happened to me, it really did. Anyhow, I'm trying to make up my mind just how I want to do things, and I'm going to try to start putting out more videos on different things. It may be some scrapping, it may be me doing some crafts. Just several things I got in mind, but I'll try to keep it going long as I can. This old stuff, it's I guess I knew I was going to get old, but I didn't know it was going to be this hard. Anyhow, it is what it is, folks. GoPro stopped recording.
I think he did it all on his own. Smart guy.
Jim is also very aware of the world beyond Hollywood. He goes on a USO tour with Bob Hope, even performing at a Marine camp in Vietnam. Back in the States, some viewers are suggesting that Gomer himself should be sent to Vietnam.
And I started getting letters. What's Gomer still doing in the States? Why isn't he in Vietnam? So I turned to a Marine general and I said, I've been getting these letters from people wondering why Gomer isn't in Vietnam. And he said, please don't do that. Please do not send him to Vietnam. Keep him here. He's in training.
Keeping Gomer in training means keeping Gomer safe in his own.
I guess I need to explain. I want to tell people how I think. And I don't know where this I don't really scrap anymore. I scrap, but it's not to sell, it's to bring home and keep for me to build my little crafts and projects and stuff that I want to build. Of course, if I run into a big score on something, I'll try and sell it. But for the most part now, I'm just a sucker for, I'll be driving down the road and I'll see a big old pile of wood, old fence boards and stuff, fence posts laying there in a pile to go to the landfill, and I'll stop and check that sucker out for the wood. I love the old wood. Especially those wooden fences that you can buy them at Lowe's in sections, and they got them little thin boards on them. And these things, they get looking pretty bad, and the people will take them down, or they'll even fall down. And I love to get them boards, and I cut them up in pieces like this to make crafts with and stuff. It's already distressed. I don't have to make it look old. And then I cut it up into pieces like I can use for whatever I'm doing. Most of the time I'm making signs and stuff, you know, like that, or boards for people to make their own signs on out of this distressed wood. A lot of people go buy new wood and make these things, and then that go through the trouble to make it look distressed. And heck, you can get all the distressed looking wood you want. You don't have to make it look like nothing except clean it up and cut it up to whatever pieces you need. And I love this old wood. And even when I see furniture or something sitting out, if it's dressers or chest of drawers or wood headboard, stuff like that, I'll stop and take a look at it. What I'm looking for is the stuff that's made out of the hardwoods, but it's not made out of that particle board and stuff like a lot of it is today. And I'll pull drawers out, and if them drawer fronts are solid fronts like this was a drawer front. It's walnut veneer on this side, which I don't care about. I'm going to plane this down to a thinner thickness anyway. But the rest of it, it's, this is maple. And it's solid. It's not that cheap stuff. I can get some nice crafts out of this stuff, and I got a whole set of these. I hadn't done anything with them yet. And I get fence posts that are rotten on the outside, and I make stuff like these crosses. This was out of a 2x4 fence post. As you can see on the edge there, it's kind of, it's rough, it's distressed, and then the inside you can see that it's not new wood, but I make these crosses and stuff out of them for some churches and stuff, and I sell a few. But I love making this stuff, and this was a 4x4, and I cut it into about 2-foot sections, and I rip this thing on my table saw. I have to rip it one way and then flip it over and rip it the other way to get all the way through. But I get these boards about 5/8 of an inch thick, and as you can see, the wood's beautiful. And this has been treated with a clear coat. I put clear coat on. But there's just all kind of stuff that you can do. This is another one. I think it's extremely pretty. And here's one where it's a 4x4 fence post that you can see was really distressed on the outside. This was part of it, and this is part of it. And it was like that all the way around, so I split the 4x4 directly in two and got two boards this thick. All this distressed wood, I don't trim that off. This is what people want. They want to see that old wood. And you'd be surprised at some of the looks you can get with this stuff. Here's another one I really like. This is part of a 4x4 fence post. And these little nails or brass heads or whatever you call them, want to call them, they came off of a sofa, no love seat in a sofa. They went around the arms. I think there was about 30 on each arm, and I pried those off because these things, to buy these, they're God, probably $35 for a box. A box is, the big nails I think is only $500 in a box. The smaller nails, they're $1,000. And the upholstery trade, they use them a lot. That's what I did for 40 years, is build furniture and upholster furniture and stuff like that. Also got into van seats when the van conversion was real big. But that's what these come from. But I pull them, I look for anything like that that I can use. But a lot of old furniture like that, when it gets thrown out, if it's got hardwood on it and not too hard to clean up, I'll get that thing. And people look at me like I'm crazy. This is this is solid oak. These is drawer sides and backs. And it's not the particle board, it's solid wood. And talk about making great crafts, birdhouses, just anything that's decorative that you want to use. And this is all free stuff. It's out there. And you can go to Lowe's and buy a board that's about that long, and it's $7, and it's that thick. It's $7 for a piece of oak like that, or a piece of poplar, and this it's free. Free. And I just love getting this stuff. Love getting it. Also, sometimes I come across some oak boards that's real rough from the outside. It was part of shipping crates and stuff. And those boards, some of them are made of oak. And as you can see, this is a nice piece of oak. I forget what I was using this piece for, but I made several of these. These come out of 4x4 oak posts. And they clean up nice, they clean out nice. And that's about $8. And it's free. So, anyway, let me show you this. This is a piece of cedar. Now this was a 2x4. I bought this at Lowe's, but I bought a 2x4 cedar board for $7, and it was like it was 8 foot long. So this is 2 foot. So I got four pieces of 2x4 cedar, 2 foot long, and then I ripped them and resawed them into thinner boards, and got let's see, got 3 pieces out of each 2 foot piece. And so I got a lot of cedar for the $7, and it's nice cedar, still has the aroma. Sometimes I run across old cedar boards out in the wild, I call it, you know, when people's laid it out or something and don't want it. But I just, any old wood I see, I'm just attracted to it. I don't know why. I see something like this. It's not ugly to me. It has a lot of potential. I don't know what I'm going to do. This is the only piece of this I found somewhere. It was on the side of the road in a pile of wood. And that just caught my eye. But I'll make something with that. I don't know what I'll do with it. It ain't much there, but I'll figure something out. This hasn't been cleaned or treated or anything. But, and here's a 2x4 piece of oak that cleaned up real nice. It was all old and rotting on the edges and outside. And here I've got a nice solid piece of oak. This thing weighs about 5 pounds. And I have lots of pieces like this that I get. It costs me absolutely nothing. Just the time to pick it up and the time to clean it up and see what I can do with it. That's my problem with, like I said, I don't scrap anymore. I used to scrap metal, but back when I was scrapping metal, copper was almost $3 a pound. Steel was 11 and 12 cents a pound, or $12 a hundred. Brass, I forget what it was, but it was up there too. And aluminum cans was almost $1 a pound. Back then it was kind of, I don't see how people make it scrapping nowadays with the prices down like it is. I mean, it's just totally ridiculous. But my problem now is I don't want to throw nothing away. I want to keep it. I want to use it. I was watching one of the YouTube, what's he call himself, pallet and scrap man, or pallet and scrapper man, something. I'll put a link to it on this video. But he went to somewhere, they got a contact about some steel and stuff, and he went there and they had it all loaded up, and he had these huge steel frame carts with these 4 and 5 inch swivel casters on each one. And those things brand new, the swivel caster that big around is right at $20 new. The flea market, you can probably get $7 or $8 a piece for them. And he didn't take the things off. He sold them for scrap at, I don't know, 3 or 4 cents a pound. I'll guarantee you, wherever he scrapped them, if the right person saw them, they were going to take, I mean, all you do is unbolt them all. Nothing to it. Just like shopping carts. If I see shopping carts that's beat up and bent up, laying out in the woods or on the side of the road, if it's got them casters on them, I get them suckers. There's the two on the front are swivels, and they're about 4 inches, and 2 on the back, they're not swivel, but they're good casters. And I always get them. Now them on the back, you have to cut them off because they're welded on, but the ones on the front, they're bolted on. So I always get them things. But that's my problem now. I don't grab stuff to sell. I grab it to make something that I can sell for more money. And I just love it. I don't know where this come from. I've been called all kind of junk name, you know, junker, scrapper, wood dauber. Some people even call me a shit dauber. But you know, I don't care. But I had to quit scrapping. It got to be, you know, I'm 76 and I'm not all that good physically.